I was briefly married to one of my lecturers at university on Facebook. Oh, jigs. That was quite a summer together. Stand-up is so bizarre. I went to see a gig yesterday, Little Smash Comedy. Absolutely, really, really high class. They've won awards, they're amazing. And it's got me thinking about stand-up again, which is great. Because since my set, which I don't think I debriefed with you on, I wouldn't say that I've flagged or gone down. I've just not thought about it or done anything about it since. Which is weird because the one person who has control over your stand-up material is you. It's the one thing that nobody else is ever going to push. If you're funny or not funny, it doesn't matter. The one way that you can learn to do it is by getting on the stage, and the one way you can get onto the stage is by asking. And the only way that you can ask to go on the stage is if you have stuff to say on the stage, which you then need to work in your own time. So that's why I advise to you that if you're wanting to get into stand-up, watch as much as you can. And definitely not television or computer or TikTok. Like actual real life stand-up. Don't watch people on YouTube talking about stand-up or on Facebook. Actually go to the gigs, because that is how, like, I was going to say the bug grows, but it's more than a bug. It's like a cancer, because it spreads. And I have various things in my life that are like cancer, like piano. I've never really been into piano before, but like now it's all I ever think of and want to do, which is great because there isn't much else in my life. But stand-up is becoming that, which is nice. But at the same time, I have those human self-doubts of what I do and query, is it stand-up? Does it work on a stage? I've done it once and it had an okay reaction, but I was really ill. So what if I have to be ill for the stand-up to work? And this isn't me being self-deprecating. Fundamentally, the reason why I do these videos, as I said to you multiple times, isn't for you or this enjoyment. It's for me to talk myself into doing more of it. And also for me to look back on and go, is there anything there that I can use as material? But the reason why I started this one in particular is as I was walking to walk, as I was transporting myself to my job, I noticed a plastic fork on the floor. And I thought, stand-up is so bizarre because you take a situation, and it doesn't have to be traumatic. It just has to be something that you've gone through and experienced, or what your feelings and experiences are to something that other people are going through, and replay it in a way that people haven't thought of before. And I saw that plastic fork on the floor, and I thought, can I turn that into material? And then I thought, why has my brain been rewired to think like this? Like, I've never looked at a plastic fork before and gone, could that be funny? And it's also about context, because if a plastic fork was in a collection of plastic forks in a cafeteria, nobody would be thinking, I wonder if that plastic fork could be material. But because that plastic fork is on the ground as I'm walking to work thinking about stand-up, I'm suddenly asking myself, why is that plastic fork there? What little steps have taken place for it to be there? And can any of those steps be turned into material? And that is a very, very weird headspace to be in. But it's one that you can only be in if you do or want to do stand-up. You have to take something that seems benign, uninteresting, and flip it on its head, or share it in a way. I've been working on my latest set for whenever I do it, and there's a lot of One Direction stuff in there. I'm not going to spoil it by saying it to you now, because I don't know if it works or not. But it's weird to just be like, that is something that everybody has experienced and knows about and has different feelings towards, and I'm going to go up stage and talk about One Direction in the hope that other people's recollections of One Direction, if I went up and talked about 5, it would be okay, but only people of that time frame may get it. So yeah, stand-up is crazy. And I am going to continue doing these videos. They're going to be very, very few and far between. But they're really, really helpful for me to put myself in that stand-up mindset. And potentially, out of every 10 videos, there may be one thing that I say that you, yes you, this person who's watching, might go, oh, that's made me think about things in a certain way. And then you can just drop me a little line, and then I can turn that into stuff to do. So really, I'm asking you to write my material. And this is genuinely true, because I did some Men in Black 4 stuff on one of my old other videos, and I didn't like it. I didn't think it worked, and I just sort of gave an example of what I could do for stand-up. And then someone said to me, we like your Men in Black 4 stuff. And I was like, cool. So I did it in the performance at the Ironworks. And it was probably the more weaker of the stuff. I think the children's stuff was probably better. But it was just nice to plug that gap. So if you're watching this and thinking, that plastic fork stuff, whoa, you can do some really good stuff with that. Let me know, please. In any way. And also, I do these videos predominantly to see how my hair looks for when I get to work, because I don't use mirrors in life, apart from when I'm like shaving and stuff. But what I find is then the mirror gets heated up and then I can't see myself in it. So I do this to see whether or not I have food down me, which fortunately, even though I've just had a McDonald's breakfast, as shown here, I don't think I have. I'm a stone's throw away from work. I'm glad that we had this time together. I've missed it. And there is more coming. Definitely, 100%. So thank you. You're the reason I'm doing this.